So the very first step is going to be our zero line, and we're not going to overcomplicate this. I don't like doing the C-cup for his specific haircut because his line is so small. It's going to look like that. So I like to keep this as long as possible, and the way I do that is by doing my zero almost to that Z, just like that. Now with our half guard, or with our no guard lever open, we're gonna go 1/2 inch above while maintaining a flicking motion. Obviously every single step we do, we're gonna maintain a flicking motion. And I'm at an awkward angle right here so you guys can get a better angle of everything, I hope. All right, and now what's gonna make the haircut pop out is how dark we keep it on top. And he likes it very, very short. So it's hard to keep it dark on top when the client themselves want it short. So he likes like a short too. So what I have in my clipper right here is a 1.5 with the lever open, okay? And obviously what he wants is short on top, short is light up here. Usually you want to keep it as dark as possible. Okay, we did our zero, we did our half, we did our 1.5 open. So the only two clips that we have left are our 1 guard and our half guard. So because this is the darkest point that we want to do, we don't want to put our 1 guard all the way up here. If we do that, then it's going to look really, really light here. And like I said, we want to maintain darkness here. So that's as low as we're going. So now we have to fit our 1 guard and our half guard in between this line and this line. So we have to keep that in mind. When I'm going up, I'm gonna flick out once I start getting to this part where my thumb's at right here. You good. So I'm gonna keep my thumb here so you guys can see for visual purposes that I'm not going any higher than that. And look, it might look like I'm going higher than that, but obviously I can't cut where my thumb's at. And that's because I'm flicking out properly. I'm angling my clipper outward towards myself, towards the camera. See this spot right here? When I say don't neglect something, I mean don't forget to go straight through. For example, as we go here, we're gonna get closer to the ear. We're gonna like tilt it a little bit inwards of the ear. But you see how his hair is growing this way? If I do this, it's not gonna cut because his hair is growing to the side. So I have to come over here and cut against it. So that's what a lot of people say, what do you mean when you say don't neglect this? I just mean don't forget to follow all the way through. Same thing with these hairs over here. Don't neglect these hairs. That's all I mean. Okay, and we're not worried about it being absolutely perfect. It's not gonna be absolutely perfect. That's what detailing is for. Now with our half guard, the only thing that we have left to do is take out this line and the zero line. Now this with the lever halfway. I'm flicking out. I'm only using the corner of my blade. Now all the way open, and I'm gonna get closer to that 1 line that we made right here. It's not even a line, but I'm gonna get closer to that 1 guard zone. Where we wanna think about zones, not really line. And the zone is about like 1/2 inch worth. Flicking out as we get to that zone. And we're just looking for dark spots here. Because we don't really see any lines, right? There's really no lines, but what makes, I have to turn them away so I can see a little bit more for myself because I can't see it in that angle. But let's see if you guys can identify the dark spots. I see a dark spot here, I see a dark spot here, and a little bit right here. So a smooth blend, you know, like this could be considered a good taper. To some, it could be considered a good taper. There's really no lines. It's kind of blended, it's smooth, cool. But that's not really a great taper. There's a difference between a smooth taper and a great taper. How do we do a great taper? Well, it's all about identifying the dark spots. Like I said, it doesn't matter what technique you use. It doesn't matter if you blend up, doesn't matter if you blend down, doesn't matter if you use 2 guards, 3 guards, 4 guards, 5 guards. That doesn't matter. What matters is the detailing part and you blending in these dark spots. So I'm gonna go here. Obviously, I just went over with my 1.5 guard lever open. This is my 1 guard lever open. And I'm going over those dark spots that I see. And the reason why I went with my 1.5 guard lever open is just to make sure all the hairs are cut evenly. Now I'm gonna go here. Dark spots. Now obviously if there's dark spots, that means you need to cut them. Don't babysit. Don't go like, I'm too scared to go up there. No, there's no point in doing that. If they're dark, you have to cut them. And a lot of your time is gonna go down if you go straight to what you need to fix. So basically what we had to do is bring the whole taper up. So now we're just doing the same thing and bringing up the taper a little bit higher. And I've been cutting his hair for years. I usually bring up his taper regardless, bring up his taper a little bit higher, because like I said, we have to for this line. And now, since we brought the whole taper up, we also have to bring up the half line. So our half line was around right here. Now we're gonna go higher, like that, like this, halfway, now close. I'm going sideways because his hair is growing sideways. And now there's one last line left that we left literally right now. We're gonna get that all the way open. And all the way closed. Barely using my corners. I went a little bit too high up there with my 1 guard lever open, which is not a big deal. We're just gonna go with the 1 guard. We're gonna close it down a little bit, use the corners, and go around that area to blend it smoothly. And you see where detailing takes the most time? That's why it's important to go through your steps, not fast, but efficiently. You're not trying to perfect the haircut all in one go. Imagine if I tried my best to perfect the first taper, and then I see the finished product and it's like, oh my God, I have to literally bring the whole taper up. I have to redo everything again. But when you go through your steps quick, and then you spend most of your time detailing, you can identify, okay, this is not the taper that looks good with his specific haircut, and then you bring it up. And then you can even tell him, if he comes in here and asks me for a low taper, I'll tell him, bro, honestly, low taper doesn't really look that good with short hair on top. I'm gonna show you, if you like it, we'll leave it like that. If not, we'll go up a little bit higher. And that's what makes you a good barber. It's not really just, oh, okay, he blended in that taper really well. That's not really what a good barber is. A good barber is, okay, this type of haircut, the fade or taper that you're asking for is not gonna look good with the haircut that you want. So we're actually gonna need to do this if you want it to look good, or blah, 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 blah. For the lineup is very simple. The lineup, all I really do is connect it to the lowest part of his head, and then I connect it straight to the end of his eyelid, right? I don't go like this, and I don't go like this. I go straight like this, straight from a line from here to the eyelid. Nice and natural. Gonna comb it down a little bit. So you guys can see here how dark it is on top and how light it gets. And obviously you're probably thinking like, how the hell did his hair just get so dark? It wasn't that dark at the beginning of the video. And that is what enhancements do. And that's why I'm always saying, if you need to use enhancements, use them. Don't let anybody else tell you, don't use enhancements. Do whatever it is that you gotta do to make your haircuts look good.
Little disclaimer, obviously I do use enhancements. Now I don't use them for every single haircut, but I do use them and I am not against them. And I will tell you to use them if you need them. Uh, if your lineup isn't sharp, if you push the lineup back, enhancements are not gonna help you. If your fade is not good, if your taper's not good, enhancements are not gonna help you. So you already do have to be a good barber in order to use enhancements. So just because you use enhancements doesn't mean you're a bad barber. Okay. Next step is if you want to edit your videos. I don't know how I feel about editing. I personally I've never edited my haircuts to make them look better, but I do know for a fact that if you ever see a haircut that just looks like, wow, that haircut is so good, it's so perfect, it's 99% a fact that that video was the haircut was edited. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just search up haircut edits, and these people make the haircut look absolutely perfect, like every single hair is cut perfectly. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll just leave it at that.
And now I just see a little dark spot right here. So I'm gonna go and comb it. And with my thinning shears, I'm just gonna go. Make sure everything blends smooth. Now with my half guard here, gonna go here, and the taper looks just so much smoother when it's dark up here. And I see a lot of people make the mistake of going way too light here. But remember, always remember, the ridge area needs to be dark for the fade to pop out. It doesn't matter what type of fade they're asking for. It doesn't matter what type of taper they're asking for. This always needs to be dark if you want a smooth blend. It doesn't matter, okay? They ask for a high fade, keep that dark. Find a way to keep that dark. You know, when people ask me for a low fade, first of all, I ask if they have short hair, I'll do a high fade. If they have long hair, I'll tell them, look, bro, I'll give you a mid fade, but I'll make it look like a high fade. So this is your job as a barber to know that type of information. And look at the difference between this haircut and the haircut before.